Hi, my name is Barry Crampton. Today I want to talk to you about EV registrations, not sales, registrations. There's a difference. It's been really funny over the last couple of months because the one thing, if you look for patterns in the motor trade, and that's all I've done for years and years. It's like share dealing. You've got to try and second guess what's going to sell, what price range, what model, what colour, what's going to be popular, and build your stock accordingly. Now, in all those years, what hasn't happened is car sales have shrunk, but one particular model or one particular fuel system has increased. So as soon as it was reported that car sales had shrunk, but EVs were selling more, I started to smell a rat. And I knew what was going on straight away. I knew. It was obvious to me, but it was a great opportunity for the EV shills to come out in force and say, ICE cars, they're not selling well, but EV sales are going up. Now, there is a thing called plausible deniability. The best example of plausible deniability is, I think I saw on 2.5 Men, where Charlie was teaching the young lad how not to get caught doing something in class. and basically, you know, it's at school when you do that, well, you're going to get busted. However, if you do that, that's plausible denial, you know, like read between the lines. I can't do that. I'd be no good as Spot, would I? So that's it. Plausible deniability. Read between the lines. Not that. So plausible deniability. These EV people, they can claim things like EV sales are going up and that 1/4 of cars sold are EVs. But they're not. If they were, well, first of all, they're not. A lot of them aren't sold anyway. They've been registering them like crazy again now, pre-registering them to do the target. 1/4 of the registrations are EVs. Do you know why that is? There's somebody. I've been saying it for ages that if they couldn't sell enough EVs, they would stop selling ICE cars because they've got to. Because if they don't do the target, it'll cost them £15,000 per car for every car they miss, or for every EV they miss. Somebody has come forward, and I have the utmost respect for him. I couldn't really prove it apart from 1 or 2 tweets to me saying, I've ordered a car and it was supposed to be here now, a petrol car, supposed to be here, and now I can't have it till January. Got a few of those. And that was kind of starting to back up what I'd been thinking. But then, let me just go through a couple of these because I do like to embarrass them. Graham Cobb, EV News, just the headlines. This content is for entertainment only. The SMM2 released November data. EV registrations take 25% market share. Meltdowns ensue on socials because no broom broom noise cars are doing well. No broom broom noise cars are doing well. All right, okay, good one. EVs are too expensive, no one's buying them. Government introduces mandate that encourages manufacturers to reduce EV prices. They compete with each other for sales to hit their targets. Sales go up. No, not like that. They compete with each other to go out of business. UK's electric vehicle market is doing better than you might think. There are literally stories in supposedly respected titles about EV sales stalling. when EV sales are up over 51% to account for over a quarter of all new car sales, and sales of petrol internal combustion engine models are slumping to record lows. God, how can that happen? Felix Hamer, these are all retweeted by Colin from the Climate Intelligence Unit. The kicker, petrol sales down 35% year on year. Welcome to the UK 2024. Always be charging. Ha ha, EV slowdown narrative lovely. Simon Evans, striking new data, more than a quarter of new cars sold in the UK in November were battery EVs. So much for stalling sales. BEV sales up 51% year on year. Lots of reporting of late suggesting car industry is struggling to hit its EV sales target. Our analysis shows this is not the case. Industry actually on course to hit its 22% sales targets. More details below. Contrary to the scaremongering in recent weeks, the ZEV mandate is working. A quarter of all cars sold in November were fully electric. This is a record and represents a 51% increase in EV sales compared to last year. EVA England, EVs make up a quarter of all new cars sold last month, is a huge show of support for the sector and a sure sign that drivers are feeling confident making a switch. EVs are firmly entering the mainstream and are fast becoming the option of choice. Now is the time for the government to press on to ensure all drivers are given an equal opportunity to afford to make the switch and enjoy the seamless driving and charging experience. Not like that lady last week in my last tweet. She wasn't enjoying that. She wasn't enjoying driving it and she wasn't enjoying the charging. But apart from that, guess what? Just not all heroes wear capes. Up steps Robert Forrester, Virtue Motors chief executive. Now, Virtue Motors have just shut down a BMW dealership because of challenging market forces, because expenses have gone up. Cost of doing business has gone up. Now, cost of doing business these days is actually selling EVs. That's the cost of doing business because they're just not making any money on them. Robert Forrester, Virtue Motors chief exec, said new models are being held back. Car makers are rationing by the back door by delaying available deliveries. Car makers withholding deliveries of new petrol and diesel models until January to hit 2024 EV sales targets because they can't sell enough EVs. They can't sell enough. They're selling too many petrols and diesels. Do you understand that? They are selling too many petrol and diesels and they can't sell enough EVs. So rather than, well, they can't sell it. They can't give them away. It's costing them so far this year £11,823 per unit in discount on EVs. So they can't sell them, they can't give them away, but they can sell petrols and diesels. So what do they have to do in order not to get fined another £15,000 per car? They have to stop selling petrol and diesels. So they're now holding them back. So all I've just read, all those people gloating, crowing about EV sales going up, they aren't. In order to make EV sales look better, they have had to stop selling petrol and diesel. They've had to stop registering them. They're holding them back to January. I predict this December, there's so many cars, so many EVs being registered this December. I predict this December will probably be somewhere like 50% EVs because they can't get their petrols to register and manufacturers are holding them back. Moral victory, but not in the real world. And it's killing the motor trade, I'm afraid. But thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.